Well, here we are, what will probably be the last edition of Never Before Seen Power Ranger Monsters. It's been an interesting ride. I never expected this video series to take off and be the one that people would ask the most about when the next installment will be. So, to everyone who watched the videos, liked the videos, shared them around, I thank you, because this is Never Before Seen Power Ranger Monsters Part 17, as we cover the monsters that never appeared in Power Rangers Cosmic Fury. Now, Power Rangers Cosmic Fury, if you're a regular on this channel, then you probably need no introduction to this season, but if you're new here and just stopping by, or you've only seen Mighty Morphin and nothing else, Power Rangers Cosmic Fury was the 30th season of Power Rangers, and it adapted Zord footage from the Super Sentai series Kyuranger, leaving the fight footage that have original suits and footage so it wouldn't be tied down to the Sentai source material, which came with mixed reception when it was first announced. Now, Cosmic Fury is also an interesting one because there were several main bosses and henchmen that didn't get adapted into Cosmic Fury itself, so that was roughly about 11 to 15 monsters that never made the cut. And Cosmic Fury is an interesting one as well because according to interviews with Simon Bennett, the showrunner for Power Rangers Cosmic Fury, he revealed that Toei was going to be throwing out several of their old monster suits, so Hasbro took them in. So in Power Rangers Cosmic Fury, you'll see monsters from Zyuohger or Lupat in the background, or even some of their suits being used for the main plot. Well, I think that's enough introductions. Let's talk about some monster suits. Alright, first off, let's talk about the boss of Kyuranger that was never adapted, Don Amagage. This guy was the big bad of Kyuranger and had several forms. One of the big speculations within the fanbase, people were speculating that they might use this suit as the final form of Lord Zedd, which made sense at the time. I even thought that as well, because they both had exposed brains coming out of them, and people were wondering if Lord Zedd would get some kind of power-up, and they'd probably use the Don Amagage suit to give Lord Zedd that power-up, which Lord Zedd did get a power-up, but they didn't rely on the Sentai suit. He got a totally new original design when it came to a power-up. Another boss in Kyuranger is Thunderbird. I might as well talk about these guys now in the video because I honestly don't know where I can fit them into the video, and I didn't even know if I wanted to mention them or not, and if I don't bring them up, people ask why I didn't mention them. But Kyuranger did this episode of Stinger episodes and a V-Cinema where it had this school setting and this totem looking birds, and the minions were the enemy, and they had these school designs going on for them. Really wacky, really silly, and I can understand why these guys were probably skipped. Mostly because it's a V-Cinema and a movie, so different rights for different suits here and there, and who knows if Toei still had the suits for these characters lying around when they got around to filming Cosmic Fury. Now let's talk about the generals that weren't adapted in the Power Rangers Cosmic Fury, because there's a few of them. First up is Akinamba. Looking at her design, I can understand why she wasn't used, and hopefully her design doesn't give me the yellow dollar sign of doom, but her role in Kyuranger was turning one of the Rangers evil with her powers to manipulate their emotions. This role was eventually given to another Kyuranger character that was actually adapted, that being Doudrip, so it's understandable why they switched it around the roles and why they used a totally different suit to sort of play that plot thread in the show. But can you imagine if Cosmic Fury did adapt this villain? That would have been crazy. I feel like people would be only focusing on one thing when it comes to that character if it did get adapted in the Power Rangers. Next up on the general list is Eerie Drone, one of the earlier generals in Kyuranger. He's got a really cool design and it sucks that he wasn't used. It's probably because Cosmic Fury was only 10 episodes long, so they probably couldn't find a way to fit them into the series, so that's probably why they were skipped in the end. Alright, so this one disappointed a lot of people that the suit was never adapted. Mariko. Mariko in Kyuranger was this loud, bad-mouth talking squid girl that would be seen with Irigen, who did get adapted into Power Rangers Cosmic Fury, calling him Inkworth and making him this British butler, but Mariko's suit didn't get used at all. We did get Bajilia and Squillia, which is kind of adapting Mariko, but not really, so it sucks that suit never got used in Power Rangers Cosmic Fury, because I feel like that's a fan favorite suit from Kyuranger, and it sucks that they skipped out on it. Now, last general on the list is Dr. Anton, an evil scientist. Now, there's a twist to this guy, and I don't want to get into it when it comes to the story of Kyuranger for spoiler reasons, but he had a few monster suits that went unused in the show. And I can understand why he was skipped. He was a human villain, had some monster forms. It was probably tied down to the lack of episodes that Cosmic Fury had, or they probably couldn't find a way to work him into the show. But either way, this character was skipped. So now we've talked about all the generals and bosses, let's move on to the monsters. Now with Kyuranger, there's a theme going on with the monsters. They're based on urban legends and myths, which is pretty cool if you ask me, because the Kyuranger monsters have some really interesting and wacky designs, and it sucks that not all of them got utilized in Power Rangers Cosmic Fury. So let's go over the monsters that never got adapted into Power Rangers Cosmic Fury. First on the list is Danville. This monster is an early Kyuranger monster and is based on the Jersey Devil, and their design looks really cool. They've got this really long neck coming out of them, and they appeared in episode 6 of Kyuranger, and it's the episode where Madoka and Inga Gen were introduced. And it was also the start of power-ups being introduced in Kyuranger as well, I believe. So I can understand why he was skipped. He does have a weird design. I'm sure it would have been hard to move around with the suit actors in Power Rangers, and it also introduced the power-ups in Kyuranger. So it does suck that this suit was never brought over into Power Rangers Cosmic Fury. Next up is Mega Suryondeva, and trust me, that monster isn't the only mouthful I'm probably going to be saying in this video. So this was another monster of the week that appeared in episode 8 of Kyuranger. Nothing too crazy. I don't know what they're supposed to be based on though. Now we've got Mondo Mugen Deva. This monster appeared in episode 13 of Kyuranger and has a zombie-like appearance. They're based on the Flatwood monster apparently, and their monster suit is also a retool of a previous monster suit that appeared in Kyuranger, but they do have a pretty cool design, I will say that, and once again, another monster that looks cool but went unused in Power Rangers Cosmic Fury. Alright, now here's a monster design that I really like. One Jet, based on artifacts. Although they're a gross looking tentacle monster, I do like that their armor is based on these artifacts around his body. So he's got a really cool looking design, and it sucks that he was never used. I feel like they could have maybe used him on that episode where they had to dig out the Zords or something like that. So it's a shame that this suit went unused. Alright, so this monster's more on the silly side. We've got Glovin, who is a baseball player, because Japan loves their baseball. And if Power Rangers Cosmic Fury got more than 10 episodes, I get the feeling that this guy probably wouldn't have gotten adapted because he does look very silly and he probably doesn't fit the theme of what Power Rangers Cosmic Fury is gonna be. Unless this monster comes to Earth and he likes baseball or something like that and makes the Rangers play sports, I don't know. This guy's got a really wacky silly design and I can understand why it got skipped or why it was never used. Mozuma, based on the Mothman. This is another cool monster design that went unused in Power Rangers Cosmic Fury, and I do dig its design. I do dig the outfit it's got going for it, the long arms and the claws coming out of it, and sort of like the moth-like head it has. It's a shame that this monster never got used because I feel like it might have had some potential in Cosmic Fury, it might not have had some potential in Cosmic Fury, but again, it's another monster suit that went unused in Cosmic Fury. Alright, here's another cool monster design that I'm kind of sad that they skipped over it. That is Omega, based on the Easter Island heads. And I get the feeling if they did adapt him, they would have made him this dumb character with this deep voice. And it's a shame that he never did get adapted, because I feel like they could have played around with this villain, made him dumb, made him fun. But it's a shame that he never got adapted into Power Rangers Cosmic Fury in the end. Alright, now we've got Gyaba, based on the Chupacabra. I really like this monster's design. It's menacing, it's scary, and it's a shame it never got used or wasn't seen in the background. I get the feeling if they didn't adapt the Zyuohger villain as one of the generals, I feel like they would have bumped up this guy's sort of role in the show and used his suit as one of the generals for Power Rangers Cosmic Fury. And kind of the last monster on the list, we've got Shados, a really menacing suit design that we've got here based on the Shadow People. And looking at their design, I can understand why they kind of got their name here. Alright, now we've got to talk about the movie suits, because these suits look freaking amazing. We've got the Endeavors, and these suits look great, especially Giefendaver. This guy could have been a great villain if we had him adapted. Look at this guy's suit, it looks freaking fantastic. When we were being drip-fed Power Rangers Cosmic Fury news, when I did a Google image search of Kyuranger monsters, these guys came up and I love their designs. I even used it for one of the thumbnails in one of my videos. And it sucks that they were never used because, like I said, they've got a really menacing suit design, and suits are kind of a complicated thing when it comes to Hasbro or Saban or Disney getting the rights for them, and it sucks that they never got adapted because these suits look freaking fantastic. These guys could have been like the generals in Power Rangers Cosmic Fury if they got adapted, but these suits look freaking fantastic. And the last movie villain on the list is Don Arcgage from the Lupat and Kyuranger crossover. Now, this is a case of another villain that wanted to succeed the previous villain. I'm not a fan of the suit because it's just a kit bash of Don Arcgage, and it's exactly the same like suit as the main villain, just painted a different color. So, gonna put it low on the list for me as one of those not so much of an impressive suit. And that's pretty much all the monsters that were never adapted in the Power Rangers Cosmic Fury, and we've reached the end of this video. So thank you everyone who's been supporting Never Before Seen monsters for the past couple of years. I was surprised that this video series actually took off and got a lot of support. And people have been asking me, what am I going to do next once I cover all the monsters? And to be honest, I honestly don't know. I'm probably going to think of a way to do another series similar to this one with Sentai, something Sentai that was never adapted moving forward. I don't know what idea I'm going to do. If you've got any ideas, feel free to leave some suggestions in the comment section down below. I might go back and maybe redo some of the older videos and maybe make a compilation. Who knows, to be honest, but yeah, this is the end of Never Before Seen Power Ranger Monsters, and it's been a wild ride. So, with that said, I think I'm going to bring this video to a close. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out, take care, and bye.